I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test part 662. We're doing morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching in the second half of the video, register your own risk. Now we are right now learning the 47 countries of the Commonwealth and where they are on the map. The last one we had was Tuvalu, that is north of Fiji, and the Fiji they are northeast of Australia, around 3,000 kilometers. Tuvalu. Next one is Uganda, and we're UK. Uganda is big.
We have Kenya and
Ethiopia. Kenya and Ethiopia. Let's look up Ethiopia. Uganda is part of Africa. Let's look up if Ethiopia is. I think Kenya and Ethiopia. Kenya is, and where's Ethiopia? No, Ethiopia is not. No, Ethiopia is not part. I said it very well sometimes. Ethiopia is not part of the Commonwealth, but Kenya and now Uganda. Now the UK is there.
yes, Europe.
United Kingdom. Okay, in Africa we have now the Gambia and Guyana, and then Ghana and Togo and Nigeria and Cameroon and Gabon and Namibia and Botswana and South Africa and Lesotho and Eswatini and Mozambique, Malawi, Mauritius, the islands Mauritius, Seychelles and Maldives, we count them always with them, and then also Kenya and Rwanda and now also Uganda. In Europe we have now the United Kingdom, Malta, south of Sicily, and Cyprus, south of Turkey. Okay, and the next one is United Republic of Tanzania. United Republic of Tanzania. Tanzania.
South of Kenya.
It means in Africa we have now the Gambia and Guyana and Sierra Leone and Ghana and Togo and Nigeria and Cameroon and Gabon and Namibia, Botswana and South Africa, Lesotho and Eswatini, Mozambique, Mauritius, Seychelles and Maldives, Malawi, Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia and Rwanda and Uganda. Vanuatu. I have no idea. I found it. East of Fiji.
Is Australia? Where's Vanuatu?
In Oceania we have now Australia, New Zealand, in a way Papua New Guinea, and then also Singapore and Malaysia, let's go now. And when we're having the Fiji, Vanuatu and the Fiji, Solomon Islands, Tuvalu and Kiribati and Nauru, and also Tonga, and Samoa. With the map I could tell them, but without the map, Australia and New Zealand, then Papua New Guinea, Singapore and Malaysia, I can't remember it. And let's not forget them. And then we're having Tuvalu and the Fiji and Nauru and Kiribati and Solomon Islands and Samoa and Tonga. So Samoa and Tonga, just here on that side are Tonga and Samoa. And here Vanuatu, Australia, New Zealand, Vanuatu, Fiji, Solomon Islands, what's the other one? Samoa. Solomon Islands and Samoa. Vanuatu, Fiji, Solomon Islands, Tuvalu, Nauru, Kiribati, Australia, New Zealand, Vanuatu, Fiji, Solomon, Tuvalu, Nauru, Kiribati, Tonga and Samoa. In the West Indies, we were Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Grenada, Barbados, I think it's the one. And in the Caribbean, we have also Belize, south of Mexico, the Bahamas and Jamaica, and Dominican Republic. And Canada, not really, because we forget Canada. Okay, we're having one last one. Zambia. And that we actually have now one in South America. Zambia. Zambia.
Another one in the southern part of Africa. Maybe we should split Africa a bit in 3 parts.
Zambia. We have now in Southern Africa Namibia, Botswana, Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Lesotho, and Eswatini, Mozambique, and now Zimbabwe. No, Zambia. Zambia was it. Zambia, and also Malawi. When it's the islands, we have Mauritius, Seychelles, and Maldives. In the Indian Ocean, we have these islands, Mauritius, Seychelles, and Maldives, maybe also Sri Lanka to count. And in a way also Singapore, Malaysia, and Beirut. When in the eastern part of Africa, we're having Kenya and Rwanda and Uganda and not Ethiopia. That's all. What about Tanzania? I think Tanzania was. Okay, let's make it clear. Not Ethiopia, but Tanzania. United Republic of Tanzania. Tanzania. So in the eastern part of Africa, Tanzania and Kenya and Uganda and Rwanda. This is all. And in the way Malawi. And in the western part of Africa, in the middle western part, we're having Gabon and Cameroon. And then moreover Nigeria and Togo and Ghana and Sierra Leone and Guyana and the Gambia. Okay, we are through with all. Now what we're going to do first, going with first over the whole map and look if you find all 47. We're going to go over all 47 and say where we are. Let's do it first. Now, Antigua and Barbuda, these are the north and middle parts of the Western Indies, of the West Indies in the Caribbean. Australia, that's Australia, southeast of wherever you say in the world, but it's in the south. The Bahamas, they are south of Florida in the Caribbean. Bangladesh is east of India. Barbados, that was the little island before them all, the little island before the West Indies. Belize is south of Mexico and Central America. Botswana is in the southern part of Africa. Brunei is in the middle of Malaysia. Cameroon, that is in the egg of Africa, the western egg of Africa. Canada is in the north of the United States. Cyprus is south of Turkey, an island. Dominican, we think it's Dominican Republic, that is on the eastern part of the island of Haiti in the Caribbean. Fiji, that is northeast of Australia. Gabon, it was in Africa. No, I don't know which one. And the Gambia, that is in the western part. Ghana, that is also in the western part, but a bit more south. Grenada is the south, one of the West Indies. Guyana is, I think, a bit more south in Africa, but in the western part, but more south in Ghana. And India is south of China, and Jamaica is also in the Caribbean in the middle. Kenya, that is more in the eastern part of Africa in the middle. Eswatini, that was the Swaziland part, I think, so that in the south of Africa. Kiribati, that was these islands in the Oceania. Lesotho was also there in Africa, landlocked. Malawi, they were somewhere in the ocean between India and Madagascar. And Malaysia, that is north of Indonesia in the South Pacific. Maldives, they are the ones south of India, south of Sri Lanka. Maldives. And Malta, that is south of Sicily in the Mediterranean Sea. Mauritius, that was east of Madagascar in the coast of Africa. Mozambique was the southeast of Africa. Namibia is also there in the southeast somewhere. Nauru, that was northwest of Fiji in Oceania. New Zealand is southeast of Australia. Nigeria, that was in the western middle of Africa. Pakistan is northwest of India. Papua New Guinea is a bit east of Indonesia in the South Pacific. Rwanda was pretty much in the center at the Lake Victoria of Africa. Samoa, that was east of the Fiji. Seychelles, they were also somewhere in the middle between India and Africa. Sierra Leone is in the western part of Africa. Singapore is on the western part of Indonesia in the South Pacific. Solomon Islands, they were west of, or somewhere around the Fiji, east of Australia. South Africa, that is very part of South Africa. Sri Lanka are the islands south of India. St. Kitts and Nevis are the northwest one of the West Indies and Caribbean. St. Lucia is the middle one. St. Vincent and the Grenadines are two more in the middle. Togo was west, or close to Ghana, in Africa in the middle west. Tonga was then also in the Pacific, east of Fiji. Trinidad and Tobago, that was in the Caribbean, close to the Western Indies, maybe the other part of the West Indies. And Tuvalu, it was Vanuatu. Vanuatu was west of Fiji. And Tuvalu. Uganda is in Africa, but I think they're close to the Lake Victoria again. UK is the northern part of Europe, northwest. Tanzania is more in the south of Africa, I think. Vanuatu was one west of Fiji, and Zambia. That was next to Zimbabwe, in the southern part of Africa in the middle. Okay, Tuvalu and Vanuatu were the problems. Vanuatu is west of Fiji, and Tuvalu north of Fiji. You can remember it like the X and X in the coordinate system. Fiji, and then having on the eastern part a V, and at the top a T. Vanuatu and Tuvalu were both there. Okay, that was pretty good. We're going to do it in the next video with the map. And when we're going to record it as a video, then we're going to tell the other people there is 47 now. Without that list. With that map, but without a list. There is 47 now. Maybe we're going to need a lot more. But that's more or less the plan to proceed. If you're here for practicing a little more and then recording what we learned about the 47 Commonwealth countries, you can go directly to the next video. We will do another fast morning stretching. If you participate in the morning stretching, I just set you on. We're doing forward shoulder circles, back, up, front, and down. And backwards and front, up, back, and down. And again, front, up, back, and down. Next exercise, breathe in and lift the arms up. And out, let them fall down. Again, in and lift the arms up. And out as we fall down. Again, in the arms up. And out as we fall down. And now the apple plucker. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're reaching high. We're pretending to take an apple, hanging high in the branch, to turn a little bit down, and then to half it. And over to the next exercise. We shift the arms up to a T, legs wide apart. We're breathing in. And out we come with the upper part of the body over to one side. And again in. And out. Again in. Out. In. And out. Next exercise, buffalo fighting and Sänger over, building niemand over knees, breathe in. And out, one shoulder in front. In and shoulder back. And out, a shoulder in front. In and shoulder back. Shoulder in front, and in. Last time, shoulder in front, breathe in, shoulder back, and out, we hang down. And breathe in, and out. Again in, and out over to one leg. Breathe in. And out over to the other leg. Breathe in. Out into the middle. Allow swiftly, but keep on hanging down. Breathe again in. And out. And breathe again in. And out, you're coming slowly up, thigh round back, and make it get the top up backwards, shoulder roll. The closing exercise, we're breathing in. Out. Again, in. Out. And the last one, breathe in. Out. Again, in. Out. Breathe in, close the legs. And out. I thank you very much, and until the next time.